there, y'all. What it do? How's it going? Over there, where you are. I'm pretty good. Doing alright. I had a shitty week last week, but it's for the most part, put out of my mind. So, tonight, we will be playing through my very favorite part of Goemon, the gourmet submarine castle, and the stuff leading up to it. It's all super duper great for a number of reasons. I'm looking forward to it a lot. That was well timed. And we're also going to be talking about gut health and your stomach and your intestines and all of the shit that affects them, which it's more psychological than you might expect. So that's the plan. That is the plan. Y'all. Goemon did not give me too much sass tonight with regard to being captured, so we are fortunate in that regard. I think I may have figured out the how'd I put it to Alex, the order of operations, so to speak, like what I need to do in what order to get shit to work, like consistently. So that's good. Cause yeah, I really don't like having to be like fucking like fucksing around with this shit for like fucking like up to like 20 minutes just trying to get it to fucking work. That's how it was a couple times ago. But yeah, it would seem as I'm approaching the end of the game, I finally fucking figured it out. It would seem I just missed the theme song here, so I'm gonna have to wait for this to loop back around. So we're gonna keep talking here for a moment. How's chat? I seen Josh, and I was talking to Alex earlier. He had to take his dog out, so he might not be back from doing that yet, but he'll be here eventually. He has actually seen me play through this particular part of this game before, because I invited him over when I was going to play through this part, because I like it so much. And, yeah, I was like streaming for people before I actually started streaming. Like, I was, like, other people would watch me play video games, and I would make, like, commentary, and that was, like, a good time for someone who wasn't playing. So, like, there was, like, real-world precedent for the activity of people enjoying watching me play games and talk shit. So. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, I will mostly just be working through my outline here and talking, so I don't need too much input. But once you can talk, I would appreciate whatever you have to say about this shit, cause you know, you deal with your own stomach bullshit, and you know a good bit about it. Both just cause you do, and because of like your mom and stuff. She has a really restrictive diet. Sort of maybe not necessitated you learning about it, but you take interest in her well-being, so it's something you learned about. Ugh. Same goes for me, actually. You probably, I imagine, wouldn't know quite as much about this bullshit if, you didn't have me around yammering about it and, cared to pay attention to that. Wow, did I miss it again? God damn it. Okay, I gotta pay more attention to this. At least it's a short loop. But regardless. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, so, last week sucked. That's a thing. I don't really want to talk about it. I just had, like, I fucked up a school thing in a really dumb way that I'm hoping it's not going to be ultimately too costly, but it was still really dumb. It's a long story. It's too much to explain. Suffice it to say, it was a dumb but understandable mistake that I'm hoping is not going to cost me too many points. So wait, is it gonna go into? It's not gonna immediately start the theme song again. It's gonna go into like demo play, right? I'm talking to myself with regard to the game. I'm sorry. Anyway, what the fuck was I? Oh yeah, my shit week. I had like a shit doctor's appointment. I definitely don't want to get into that. But I'm fine. Probably there's still testing being done, but regardless, let's not. And yeah. Oh, I was also on my period. That doesn't help. So yeah, overall, not a great time. But I'm having a better week this week. Getting shit done. I was a little bit anxious about. Okay, wait. I gotta switch to the game here. It's gonna start. It's so good. 見えてくる遥か空の彼方たとえ冷たい風にさらされても自分らしく生きてゆくのが一番だから頑張れそう頑張れ夢は一つじゃないさ手を伸ばせば掴めるよ Take a chance 頑張れそう頑張れ諦めないで口笛吹きさ歩き出そうよ Going now I snuck off during the theme song to get Nexium. You're working at the moment, but you got this on in the background. That is an ideal use of my stream. Go on with yourself. Good luck with your work. That's a lot of what I use streams for. I do a lot of working at home, particularly at the moment. That's probably going to change once I start collecting data here in the next couple weeks, but I'm still going to be, for the most part, you know, reading, writing, whatever, at home. I don't even have an office, actually, at GSU, or I guess it'd be a cubicle. They could give me one if I wanted one, but it's like, I can't work when I'm around other people, so there's not too much point to it. Granted, I suppose I'm more distractible at home, but like, I'm not even sure that's true, because like I'm so fucking distracted by like social stimuli and like people around me that like I can't fucking pay attention to what I'm doing. So it's like I have more shit to distract me, but also I know who that is. Like, I definitely want you to hear the music.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's, important that you're able to hear me talk. Okay, yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I was saying I work a lot from home, and that's why I end up putting on a stream or some shit. Because, like, it's just enough, like, sound and distraction that it's sort of like an auditory fidget spinner, in a way. But it's not so involved that, like, I can't even get anything out of it if I'm not totally paying attention to it. Like, there's some shit that I'll listen to, like, maybe in the car that are more appropriate for that. Yeah. Yeah, we souped up our shit hard. We cracking rocks out here on I think it's Mount Fear. We're doing that. So yeah. I've had to become a little more selective about when I'll have, like, a stream on in the background, because I've been doing a lot more reading this semester, and that takes up more attention than some other shit that I do. Which is, it's mostly resulted in, like, being just kind of pickier about what I'll watch people play, because some shit's more distracting than others. Like, I basically can't watch people play, like, Smash Brothers anymore, for example. It's too much fucking chaotic noise. It's really distracting. For what I'm reading anyway, especially fucking, like, philosophy or something, like, outside of my immediate realm of interest that takes up a lot more of my, like, attention, mental effort just to get through and understand. There's some shit that I could never watch people stream and still get any work done. Like shooting games, I can pretty seldom watch that unless I'm, like, otherwise engrossed in the plot or something. But if, like, that's the focus of the game and it's just, like, a whole bunch of shooting all the time, I'm good. I pretty much can never watch games like that. I don't really play games like that either. The only shooter I've ever really played is Mass Effect, and there are some people that would, like, not even say that's a shooter. I mean, it is, but it's, like, it's very narrative-driven, and there's a lot more to it than shooting, but it's a shooter. Oh yeah, no, Jesus Christ. Fucking Overwatch is so busy. Like, visually and just, like... and you have to know what's going on, too. Like, I don't get anything out of watching Overwatch because I don't fucking know how the game works, and there's just so fucking much going on so quickly that if you don't know how it works, there's really no sense watching it, unless you just like rapidly moving pretty colors, but, you know, shit doesn't tend to stream well because bit rates and all that, so... Anyway, this is the witch. I think she might want something from me, but I don't remember. She might just want money. You must have come here not knowing what to do. How did you know? I've been in this for 120 years. All I need is to look at your face, and I know exactly what you're thinking of. Ah! There's something. I can see something.
Where? Is my fly open?
Bruh.
That's not where I'm looking! I see an old man with a strange look in a very dark place. Strange? Then it could only be the wise old man and eager. You must be joking. It sounds like you know this man. How about it? With my powers, I could call him out here. Really? Please, I just want to get a glimpse of my wise old man. All right, I'll do it for 300 ryo. It's not too bad. Huh? You're asking us for money? Of course, this This is a business. I've got to charge something.
You gonna make this woman work for free? Fuck you. Come on. I'm willing to pay you. That's not too steep for, you know, clairvoyance and like spectral transport of distant people into this very room. That's pretty, like, come on, man. It's not like you're paying for simple shit. Like, that's pretty advanced.
Very well, now. I'm going to call them all back. Come here. Here, welcome. Come on, baby.
I chanting.
Take that!
It's like talking shit to the spirits? I don't understand.
Oh, the wise old man?
Oh, yay, what a delight! Ah, where in the world is this?
Oh man, what has happened to you? Oh no! Wise man, tell us! We want to save Kaiushu and Omitsu, but we have no idea where to go or look.
I see. Well, as I understand it, Kaiushu is floating in outer space.
Outer space? Yeah, but how are we going to get all the way out there?
There is one way.
Huh?
Retrieve the miracle items from the 4 Flake Gang leaders of Peach Mountain and take it to the altar of the stone circle in Yugo to the west. Then you'll be able to go to outer space.
Awesome! But wise man, how do you know?
Ahem, that's because I'm the wise man.
It's the wise man.
Wait a minute. I see you already have 3 miracle items. You only need 1 more. Good luck on your search.
Dope.
You should be looking for the miracle item the wise man was talking about. Get going!
Oh, okay. Word? Alright, sorry, let me catch up on chat here. I can really read it. Okay. So I'm gonna make this bigger. Pardon. Oh, you talking about Atlanta's new fucking Overwatch team? I think that is charmingly parochial of you to be developing silly sports pride over our Overwatch team. Oh, she's shivering. That's cute. I think you just like slide down here on your belly, yeah, like a fucking sea lion. It's great. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about at all? Science? Of some kind? I was doing science today. It's not what a lot of people think of when they think of science, but in fact, a lot of science is kind of this sort of tedious, detail-oriented work. I was uploading surveys onto a web zone so that people can take them when they participate in my study within a run. It was very boring, but it's not so bad. That is the kind of shit that needs background noise for sure. I'm trying to remember what's over here. Okay, this is where I need to be eventually. I think I might need to ask around the festival village about shit. Oh, I love this song. This is where I have to come later, after I get all the miracle items. This is that stone circle. Oh, this song's so good. I shouldn't have come in here. Now I don't want to leave. I also hope I live long enough to become a 120-year-old witch. I might already be. None of you know, technically speaking. So, okay, what? We're supposed to be talking about guts and shit. So, there are, like, entire textbooks written about brain-gut communication. And we seriously still have no fucking idea what we're talking about, honestly. Like, we just have this really, really coarse understanding of how a lot of this shit works. And, because of that, we have a pretty elementary understanding of how to treat things that are wrong with stomachs. So this is something that I've run into personally as someone trying to get a seemingly complex stomach issue taken care of. Fortunately, it is not severe enough that it, like, really interferes with my life when I'm treating it. But before I got a handle on that, it was really fucking me up something fierce, to the point of, like, consuming a lot of my time and energy and otherwise. And, yeah. Here, I gotta talk to some people. I gotta not forget to do that. Oh, I talked to this lady. She's very pro-Japan, pro-Japanese party animals. The stone circle. I talked to this guy. He told me about the stone circle that I was just at.
Yeah.
Are you that guy's brother? Oh no, he was party. I remember. Who did I not talk to? I feel like there's, like, a lady around here.
There's a saying that if you climb up the waterfall of Kegon, you could become a mermaid. I myself am going to become a mermaid and wait for my prince to come.
I was that lady that I needed to speak to.
In this village where festivals are held every day, there is only one day with no festival, the New Year. It's kind of a strange village, don't you think?
Yeah, that is kind of fucking weird. So yeah, the guts gained a sort of colloquial nickname as the second brain within science, particularly anybody close to studying this shit, because it's actually that fucking complicated. There's fucking dozens of hormones that interact with your gut. Some, like, predominantly, but some that are also in other places in your body that just happen to also be in your gut. And, like serotonin, for example. Fucking, like, 95% of the serotonin in your whole body is in your gut. Which is one of the reasons that SSRIs have gut-related side effects. I keep trying to find the tunnel that brought me here, but I am going the wrong way. Yeah. So I don't know what I was looking at. You only knew about the baseline shit they teach you in that fucking HPS class. It's like the health class they made us take in college. I don't know how, like, does everybody have to do that? Like, if you do an undergrad somewhere that's just at, like, a 4-year university, you have to take a fucking health class? I didn't really learn much in mine, but I was also, like, kind of studying a lot of that shit, so it wasn't really news. I think this is where I need to go, but I might be full of shit. We're gonna find out. Like, the two main hormones used to communicate information about appetite. I think maybe this is the tunnel. I'm not sure. Let me look around more. That's probably leptin and ghrelin, I'm guessing, were the two hormones that you learned about. ghrelin is a hormone that'll make you hungry, and leptin's a hormone that'll... Or wait, is it the other way around? Shit. I don't study this anymore, so I'm not... Tunnel to northeast 2. I think maybe it was the other tunnel. Like, I think this was the tunnel to get there. Ghrelin does stimulate appetite? Okay. Yeah, okay. See, the reason I was questioning myself is because I remember learning about, a congenital problem wherein people are insensitive to leptin, and because of that, they end up being really, really overweight. Because they don't have a signal, or the predominant signal, I should say, that tells you to stop eating once you're full. I couldn't remember if they were hypersensitive to it or insensitive to it, but it was leptin insensitivity, so yeah. And yeah, those hormones are that important, even just in isolation. If you have, if your body is unable to detect leptin, then you don't get, you know, a really important signal to stop eating, and you end up really overweight as a result. There's a lot of fucking factors just like that if you change, like, one thing, it fucks you all up. And because of that, because you have so many variables, individual differences become more prominent, because anybody is, you know, kind of likely to vary in one of these things one way or another, and you end up with something enormously complicated. So yeah, it's kind of earned this reputation as a second brain, the gut, just because there's so much going on with it. You know, the brain has neurotransmitters and neural networks and like the relationships between the neurons and the shit that happens in synapses and all of that, but the gut has a bunch of other shit that it deals with, including like the hormones that I mentioned, as well as it's arguably more impacted by stress and anxiety and a lot of other disorders more than your brain is directly. It's also more affected by diet. Anyway, I'll get into that more after I become a mermaid, but that is what I have to do now. So, do bear with me. This is going to involve pressing A very, very quickly, during which time I will not be able to talk. Take control of the Legend of the Mermaid. Looking for applicants. Do you wish to challenge the Legend of the Mermaid? I think if you try to do this with any other character, it says, like the narrator says, well, I've never heard of a male mermaid. So, which implies that you have to be Yai in order to do this. Yeah. I guess you'd be a merman, and the legend is about a mermaid. So... Also, I at some point in the last year came up with the phrase non-binary merperson, and that shit still cracks me up, and it's not like, it's not intended to be disparaging toward non-binary people. I just think the word merperson is really funny. It's like, because Alex still thinks it's funny too. I'm not trying to be, like, shitty. I'm not... I support non-binary people, but the word merperson is funny. I've never heard anybody try to use it, though. Probably because it sounds fucking silly. Are you ready? I'm ready. You want instructions? No. I'm good. Ready, set, go. I remember when I was little, this was really, really hard. And it took me like several times. Fuck you. Damn you! Fucker! I'm getting tired. Oh, God, okay. Beautifully done! Your gracious swimming skills are like that of a mermaid princess. Yay! fucking hand hurts. I went kind of hard on that. You can now swim underwater in the deep oceans and rivers. So, yay. Damn it! It's not the button. This was the button. She can turn into a mermaid. I'm pretty sure there's some cool shit around here. So, I'm gonna look around. Now that I can mermaid, I should go back to some other places. I'll probably end up doing that next stream because I have to make sure that I got all the fortune cats here before I move on to the next phase of the game, because then I can't come back. I love that sound. I think like there's some shit like behind the waterfall. Huh. Maybe there's nothing here and I'm full of shit. I kind of feel like I would have seen whatever was around here if there was anything. And I ain't, so... I think maybe this is just here because it's a waterfall basin. I'll take one more look over here. Anyway, so I don't want to get too far into the specifics of all the shit that your gut deals with, but suffice it to say, it's a lot to the point where, and it interacts with like stress levels and anxiety levels and just like your mental state generally enough that you get a lot of like, I guess, what could be loosely termed psychosomatic problems that like manifest in your gut. So like it'll be the first thing to kind of experience a problem if you're under a lot of stress, or you're holding a lot of like tension in your body from like anxiety or something. It's very sensitive to that, and some people are more sensitive than others. But like your stomach will start to fuck with you way sooner than like, you know, like your liver or your kidneys will start to buckle under stress, even though all of those organs are impacted by stress. So yeah, it's just kind of a window into your sort of internal mental state in a couple of ways. There's nothing that way. So like, I thought all of that was going to take much longer than it did. But that's fine. Now that I'm a mer person, I can remember at least one fortune cat that I can go get, so I'll go do that. Just to dick around a little bit before I start the dungeon. I remember at least one. Hopefully. Oh, the howling! I was kind of wondering if she could hear the howling. Yeah, just like distant dog howls. It's an interesting ambient choice. So, I think there's like a basin over here with a fortune cat in it. Can you use your good guts to fix your bad mind? I mean, probably. It's not just a one-way relationship, certainly. Like, for example, there's this particular bacteria. It starts with an A, but I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible biologist, but it has been found to correlate with anxiety and depression symptoms. So if you have enough of this gut bacteria, you're less likely to have these symptoms. And they've also demonstrated like a causal relationship with that. So that like people who have depression or anxiety, they'll give them this bacteria as like a probiotic, and that'll improve their symptoms. So yeah, it's a two-way thing. This might not be the particular thing. I don't know. It might be a different basin. I think it might be a different one, because this like I can barely even swim in this. This is really just what do you mean? What the fuck you mean? The fuck you mean, man? Apparently stuck in mermaid. Stuck in mermode. Not cool. I transformed over here. Maybe it needs to be a little bit deeper. Shit. Did I just like fucking soft lock myself? I don't understand. Okay. I can't switch characters. Y'all for real with that? I can't. Oh my god. Aha. I was still underwater. By like an inch and a half. That was the problem. You can't unmermaid while you're still underwater. You understand? So anyway, so yeah, you can use good guts to fix your bad mind. That's the thing. Also, I mean, people have just generally reported the effects of a better diet on their mood, to the tune of it you know, being a good idea, probably, to pay attention to that sort of thing. Is this where I just was? I think this is where I just was. This might be the only basin, and I might just be full of shit. I might have gotten the only fortune cat that was here. I'm gonna try over here. See if there's one over here. But this might just like. Is it gonna let me swim up? Did I already fuck it up? I don't think I can do that. I don't think there's anything there. I should look it up. I don't think there's anything here. I think I was lying to myself. Okay. So what the fuck was I on about? So yeah, shit's complicated. I guess the short story. I guess a good case study in this would be my own bullshit. So I'll get into that a little bit. I got an ulcer the first time I was in graduate school a few years ago. Oh, I have Suzuki now. I think you can blow that up. Maybe that's where the other cat is. I swear there was another one here. Oh, that's not bombable? You're shitting me. It looks bombable as fuck, don't it? Alright, game. Okay. Maybe there's just not another fortune cat here. Maybe that's just it. Maybe that's just the whole thing. Maybe that's it. I wish I could remember. Maybe there's a place in town here where I can swim around and get one. I know there's some underwater. Like, of course there is, right? Or are, rather. Anyway, so that ulcer that I had a few years ago would appear to have been like largely stress-induced, and like, it was kind of a trope that got around a couple decades ago that stress causes ulcers, but that turns out to not be true. It would seem stress makes you more susceptible to a particular type of bacteria or the bodily circumstances that would permit ulcers. Which in a way is stress causing ulcers, but it's not as direct of a relationship. Like I specifically had this like H. pylori bacteria that made it to where I developed this ulcer, and once I was treated with a powerful enough antibiotic, the problems stopped. I had to heal up, of course, but it was money, but that's it. But the symptoms, for the most part, were alleviated by the antibiotic a lot. So after that, I kind of dealt with, like, I guess you could call it just like general, seemingly inflammatory stomach problems. That like after I healed up from the ulcer, which was its own kind of journey, it persisted, and would manifest in like usually being in like pain and discomfort, especially in the morning, and often around eating would be really uncomfortable too. And it would kind of wax and wane and get better and worse, usually dependent upon my stress levels, which is still true to an extent, but it's not as bad anymore because I treat it. This is the only other place anything could be. We're gonna look around just to make sure, because I have time. Like I said, this did not take me nearly as long as I thought it would. I don't know why I had a memory of it taking longer. So regarding how I've been treating this bullshit, I think I was kind of describing the symptoms at the moment. Let me finish doing that. So yeah, Sho would just like act up. Like it seemed kind of like a chronic thing that would have like flare-ups. Kind of similar to how Crohn's disease seems to work, but it's not as severe as Crohn's, thank goodness. But there's a lot of overlap there, and my doctors have not been able to figure out exactly what's wrong with me. I keep getting like umbrella diagnoses, like IBS or chronic gastritis or something. But it's also just not severe enough that I'm, hounding experts and specialists to try and figure out what's wrong with me. Additionally, I've figured out a couple of things that work for me with regard to treating it, so it's not as urgent of an issue. What are you saying? Oh, okay. Hopefully I explained that. I'm sorry, I didn't quite look over at the chat before, or while I was explaining that, but yeah. It's, there's a causal relationship there, it's just not, like, that's not the direct mechanism for it. Like, the stress causes the breakdown in defenses that leads you to being susceptible to this particular bacteria. So in a way, stress causes ulcers, but did I just not come over here before, or was this not open? I feel like I should have definitely gotten this cap before, but alright, it's fine. Got it now. Cool. Hey, nice. Yeah, see, like, I'm supposed to have 18 hearts before I take off. So I missed quite a number of these. I'll have to go back and get them and go through the list eventually. This shit, I was treating it with, Well, at first, just kind of like... I'm trying to think of, like, all the things I tried. So little of it had any efficacy at all that I don't even, like, fucking remember some of the shit I tried. I tried taking essential oils for a little while. That was one of the stranger things that I tried. I did that shortly before or shortly after I started making tea, and that was helping. But as it turned out, the tea, after I tweaked it a little bit, became more helpful. The essential oils never seemed to do anything, which, you know, Kelsey, it was a long shot, but, you know, when you're like really struggling with something and doctors don't really know what's wrong with you and you're kind of desperate, you'll try whatever. And I was just kind of at that point with it, so I didn't do anything dangerous. I definitely see a lot of people get into this, like, hippie bullshit and go, like, full fucking Steve Jobs with it. Never go full Steve Jobs. But, yeah. I'm a fucking biologist, so that's, not really my swag. I tend to take research pretty seriously, but I don't know, the essential oils that I was trying, like, the individual ingredients had, like, at least a good chunk of research on their efficacy with regard to treating stomach stuff, but I think it was just a delivery problem. Like, maybe if I put the essential oil in the tea that I currently make, it might make it better, but, I don't know. I like how it's working as it is, and I like how it tastes, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Yeah, I was actually, like, taking the oils. Like, I was capping them and taking them. Which, that can be dangerous. Don't just fucking do that willy-nilly. You need to look into what you're fucking taking. But yeah, it just didn't seem to do anything. It maybe helped a little bit, but not enough to justify doing it. But yeah, I never tried anything that was truly crazy or didn't have any basis in research, which, you know, was important to me. I, of course, received all sorts of crazy advice with regard to what I could do about my stomach that I did not take. I just cited the craziest example, which was the essential oils. That was the most wackadoo thing I tried as far as I'm concerned. I'm not sure where to go. I'm trying to remember a fucking, like, a pond or something like that I could maybe go into. In case future viewers watch this and don't know, can you stress how important it is to take all of your prescribed antibiotic so the infection or issue doesn't grow resistant? I will emphasize that now. That is very important. If you're prescribed an antibiotic, you need to take all of it so that you don't breed fucking super bacteria in your own body, because that's what'll happen if you don't kill all of the thing that you're trying to kill. You just made it stronger. You just gave it fucking batting practice, and now it's bigger and badder and meaner and resistant to whatever fucking whatever antibacterial you just expose yourself to, and you're gonna need something stronger. And I tell you what, I'm plenty worried about climate change, but I'm just about as worried about antibiotic resistance, because that's a more complex problem to solve, frankly. Like, a global warming is kind of just like a human cooperation crisis more than it is a crisis of resources. But, like, we straight up have people, like, digging out in the Amazon looking for new shit to make new antibiotics with, because some of the fucking bugs that we have that we're dealing with, we don't have any fucking drugs to address them. And if they got out into the population, or, like, you know, somehow mutated to a point that they could be more contagious, we'd be very fucked. So I don't want to be, like, fucking, you know, I don't like going around trying to scare people, but it's something to be aware of. At least to the point where you should finish your fucking antibiotics if you're prescribed antibiotics. Yeah. Yeah, don't fucking stop once you feel better. Don't you know, if you have a pet that's been prescribed antibiotics, same thing. Finish them. Don't just wait for the symptoms to get better and then stop. They do that for a reason. Like, I know that it seems excessive, but it's, you know, you have the bacteria in you after the symptoms have been diminished. So, yeah. I can't fucking think of a pond off the top of my head. There might be some Googling done over the break. Yeah, I just don't fucking remember. There might have been a place here. Let's go there. For shits and giggles. So my own stomach bullshit, the chronic inflammatory shit that started up after I got that ulcer. Now, to be clear, I had always had, like, minor issues with my stomach that did seem to correlate with stress. Like, my head and my first brain and my second brain have always been kind of in sync, so to speak. So, like, I've manifested a lot of my own anxiety and, you know, mental issues into my gut. And, like, I'll get, you know, my stomach will get tight and I'll get very, sometimes even nauseous when I get nervous enough. But usually, if I'm doing something that I know is going to stress me out that much, I'll take, I have beta blockers for that, which is really nice. So if I'm, like, coming up on, like giving a presentation or a talk or something like that, or, like, an interview or something, I can take those, and they'll keep me from, A, shaking, which is good, and, B, they'll, keep me from freaking out too much and causing those problems with my stomach, because they physically block the, receptors that, deal with your adrenaline. So, like, you physically can't fucking get that stressed out when you're on beta blockers. They're generally given to heart patients because they actually have, like, a, you know, no dark pun intended, but a drop dead reason to do blocking of adrenaline receptors. That, you know, they could actually have a heart attack if, you know, they get too worked up. So they'll be on, like, higher doses. I take relatively low doses just for, I guess, performance enhancement in a way. There's like fucking musicians that'll, like, you know, concert musicians that'll use this shit for their jobs, and a lot of people regard it as, like, cheating if you use it for, like, an audition or something, because, you know, it's like a weird sort of musical steroids, like, in terms of performance enhancement for, you know, like a really difficult instrument to play, like a violin or something like that. Okay, let's look around here. So, yeah, I've been able to treat whatever fucking problem I have with this, tea that I make every day, for the most part. It is a fucking medical grade tea. It is really, really strong, and, I can't say I recommend it, excuse me, for recreational use, unless you happen to just really like super strong, spicy tea, but, otherwise, you're probably not gonna be into it. It's pretty intense. So what I do is I take fresh turmeric root and fresh ginger root. Oh, there's a cat there. How the fuck do I get that cat? Oh, I have to fall through a particular hole in the bridge. That's what I have to do. I think I remember this. I was talking about the tea. So I take fresh ginger root, fresh turmeric root, chop it up a little bit, and put that shit in a coffee grinder, and then I mash it all the way up in there, until it's like a paste, basically. I just like shake it around and keep grinding it until it turns into like a paste. Yeah, I think it's like that middle one. Fucking frame rate. Maybe this one? Hey! Nice. I just walk around fucking looking for fortune cats, sure. So I got this ginger turmeric mash, right? And then I put that into this ceramic teapot that I've got, and then I put some fresh ground black pepper in there, because there's this stuff called pepperine in black pepper that increases the absorption of this stuff called curcumin in the turmeric by I think like a 1% volume of how much turmeric you've got in there of black pepper increases the absorption of the curcumin in the turmeric by like 2,000% or something like that. That's what I remember from like the one study that I looked at about that. There's other studies. I just remember that particular figure because it was so fucking striking. Like it's very, very dumb to not include some black pepper when you're consuming turmeric. Like most supplements will have it in there because they are aware of this relationship between those two things, that one is hugely important in enhancing the bioavailability of the other thing, which is just like how easily your body is able to absorb it and actually get the benefits of it. Is there a pond in... There's like one pond in Zazen Town, but it's not for that. Say again on the black... okay, so, I'll just repeat the finding of the one study that I remember. So, like a 1%, including 1% of the volume of black pepper that you have of the turmeric in there. So, like, for example, if you have 2 grams of turmeric, you'd want to have, I guess, 0.02 grams of pepper? Is that right? I think that's right. Anyway, maybe 0.2. I don't know. I can't do fucking head math. That's like every scientist's dirty secret is we don't do, like, we need calculators. So, point being, you know, I've got like, 3-4 grams of turmeric in this batch of tea that I make. You know, I got like 20 grinds of black pepper in there. That alone is going to be enough to increase the absorption. 1% of the volume of the turmeric is enough to increase the absorption of the curcumin in the turmeric by 2,000%. So, that's what I said. Yeah, you should definitely not eat turmeric root by itself without at least a little bit of pepper. And odds are the pepper will work in whatever circumstance you're using the turmeric in anyway. So, what about down Keys Coffee Shop? Where the fuck is that? I think there was water around there. And yeah, recently I've been putting a few cardamom pods in there. So like white cardamom pods, and I crush them up a little bit in the mortar and pestle and put that in there. So there's like a little like handful of mashed up ginger turmeric root, a few grinds of black pepper, and like 3 crushed and ground up cardamom pods. And that's what's in my tea. And yeah, I put that in the bottom of like an old ceramic teapot that I have, and then fill it with boiling water to the top, and brew it usually for about 20 minutes-ish. Sometimes less if I don't have time, but I usually like to brew it for about that long just to get, like, maximum efficacy out of it. I don't think there's anything in here. And then when I go to pour it, I pour it through like a fine mesh strainer to catch. Where did I fucking swim to? I don't even know where I am, man. Sorry, I pour the tea through a fine mesh strainer to catch all of the root and whatnot, the pods, all of that shit. And so the tea is not full of like pulp and bullshit. It's just the liquid. There is a little bit of sediment at the very bottom, like when I finish a batch. There'll be like a little bit of stuff, but it's not entirely unpleasant. It's kind of like orange juice pulp a little bit, and it's really just in that last cup, like the stuff that settles at the bottom. The strainer does a good job. And yeah, well, once it's brewed for about 20 minutes, like I said, I pour it through a fine mesh strainer into this, what would you call this? Like, Thermos is a fucking name brand. That's not, it's like a fucking, why can't I think of the fucking name of this fucking thing? It's like an insulated, like mug situation, but it's like a bottle. Why the fuck can't I think of the name of this? That's driving me crazy. It's an old school looking one. It's a Stanley one. It looks like something a fucking coal miner would have. Like it's like green and old looking. It's not though. Like I bought this like a year ago. It's not that old. Canteen, sure. It's really tall though. There's a fucking word for it, and it's gonna like slap me in the face in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna feel really stupid, but right now I can't fucking remember. And yeah, like I said, I want to call it a thermos, but it's not. The thermos is like the brand name of this. So, but it's anyway. It's a thing that is insulated, and it holds exactly this much tea. Well, actually, okay, so if I fill the teapot all the way, it fills up this entire travel mug. That sounds right. Vacuum sealed travel mug, certainly. Let's go with that. So the mug, it allows you to pour stuff out of it just by unscrewing it a little bit, and the lid that screws onto the top of the other lid that actually keeps it like in there is also a cup, like a little insulated cup. So this ceramic teapot I have, this like really old ceramic teapot that belonged to my dearly departed grandmother, it fills up exactly this mug and the cup. So that's pretty cool and convenient. And a good reason to hang on to the ceramic teapot and this mug. Honey. That's important. Holy shit. Do not make this tea without sweetening it. Oh my god. It is very strong. I guess if you're diabetic, use something else, but holy shit, do not try this. Do not attempt this without sweetener. This seems like exactly the sort of mermaid secret I was looking for. I use honey. I use local honey, usually wildflower honey, because it's my favorite. Yeah, that's what's up. Hell yeah. That's what I was looking for. Cool shit. Cool shit. So yeah, sweeten liberally, as liberally as you need. I'm not judging you. Shit is strong, so... Like, I normally don't put as much honey in my tea as I need for this tea. I'll maybe put, like, if I overbrew black tea, I'll put as much honey in it as I do for this tea normally. Because it's just, you just need it. It's so spicy. Like, it is real and kind of bitter. It's more spicy than it is bitter, honestly, and just kind of, like, different kinds of spicy, too. Like, it's not just hot, it's, like, fucking, like curry spicy, you know? Like, not just, like, warm, but, like, spice. So, you peel an orange and eat the peel? Yeah, this might be for you. Honestly, Urchak, I think you would enjoy this just, like, for the fuck of it. I think you would actually just like this tea. And if you have any problems with your stomach, then you should definitely try it out, because holy shit, it has helped me so much. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. I drink a whole mug of that, well, I guess a mug plus a cup, an entire teapot of that a day. I skip days sometimes. It's kind of difficult to keep up with sometimes, because I'll, like, run out of ginger, or I'll run out of turmeric, or I just, like, fucking forget about it, or, like, I couldn't get up the gumption to do it, because I'll grind up enough turmeric and ginger root to last me for, like, a few days at a time. And sometimes I'll get lazy after I don't have any more, and I'll, like, wait a day before I make more. Even though it's like, it's not that much of a labor. It takes me, like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. It's just kinda, you know, sometimes... And, like, it doesn't kill me to skip days. It's just I can't skip too many days in a row. And I generally just do better when I make it every day, so I try to do that. And I've started to associate, like, the smell and the taste of it with, like, taking care of myself. So, like, it's all positive, really. And I don't hate making it either. It's kind of fun. Like, brewing stuff. It's sort of, you know, it feels like making a potion, which I can get behind. And I've started to call it that, really, because, I mean, it is. It's a medical drink that I make every day that treats this problem I have. And, so I started making this every day, a while ago. At first, I just had, like, store-bought ginger tea, and I was using, like, a couple bags at a time, and it was, like, meaningfully helping, especially if I did it around meals. And I was telling my friend Bubbles about it, and he told me that his mom uses fresh ginger for her tea. Him and his mom are both Jamaican, so this is, like, some Jamaican shit. So I was like, okay, I mean, that's not hard for me to get fresh ginger, I can do that, so... I got some fresh ginger, and at first I was just chopping it in there. Ahem, excuse me. But then, I started, grating it, and that seemed even more effective. And I had been using powdered turmeric in there for a little while, but then eventually I started using fresh turmeric root. Oh, where do I get my turmeric? Honestly, I usually just get it at Publix, and I've never gotten a bad batch. So I guess they're sourcing it well. Honestly, the only time I've gotten the turmeric that I considered sort of subpar was from fucking Whole Foods. So I have to be kind of selective about when I'll get shit from Whole Foods, even if they have turmeric at the time. It's like, I gotta look at it. But the shit I get from Publix in the little box is, like, it's good every time. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I used to peel the ginger, too. Yeah, these are two good life hacks for different situations here in the chat. So, Urchak is noting that you can peel ginger with a spoon by salting it lightly, waiting 20 minutes, and then pressing the peel. Wait 20 minutes, then press the peel for the ginger juice? Oh, okay. So you're saying you can peel ginger with a spoon, then salt the peel, and then wait 20 minutes and press the peel for ginger juice. I didn't know that last bit. I didn't realize I was reading, like, two different things. I thought it was, like, all part of one thing. It kind of is, but, like, you can peel ginger with a spoon. That's sort of, like, one thing. And then, if you so choose, you can salt the peel and wait 20 minutes and get ginger juice. But then it's gonna be like salty ginger juice, isn't it? Isn't that kind of suck? I don't know. Anyway, Alex is pointing out also, I used to peel this ginger before I grated it. There is no practical reason to peel the ginger. It's not harmful. And you're straining it out anyway when you make this tea, so it's really senseless. I don't think there was anything here. I don't think there were any pawns in Folky Poke. I might be running out of places to go to. I'm gonna try one more place, just because I have time. God damn it, John. Yeah, salt the spoon with the ginger, peel the spoon, and juice the salt, then wait 20 minutes, and your spoon juice is ready. Life hacks. From BuzzFeed. I think there might be a pond in the desert, but I gotta go find the desert again. No, it's the other way. So anyway, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with my stomach. It could be any number of things. It could be related to one of the other problems I have. It could be related to fucking autism, for all I know. That probably would have manifested younger, but I mean, you never fucking know what kicks what off. Hey son, how you doing? I'm talking about my stomach problems. And I'm just generally talking about gut health, but I'm using myself as like a case study here, because I'm kind of like indicative of the complexity of the issue. So I'm using my own personal experience. Yeah, whatever is wrong, it would seem that the tea helps enormously with a number of things. It makes it to where I don't have nearly as many of these like flare-ups like I described, where my stomach will just like, you know, it'll be like, you know, I don't want to get too much into the fucking details of it because it's gross, but like, you know, it's like if something upsets your stomach, you know, you have like indigestion and unfortunate bowel movements, let's just put it that way. And also I figured out that when I do experience those problems in like an acute way, Imodium is really helpful, which is it's actually an opiate or opioid, one or the other, that works specifically in your digestive tract. So there's no like, you don't feel like pain relief effects throughout your body. It only works in your digestive tract, and the main function that it serves there is it's an antispasmodic, so it makes things work more slowly. You've maybe heard people complain if they've ever been on painkillers about how they constipate you. It's a little bit like that, except on purpose, and for people who are having bowels that are overreacting. It would seem this is not. I don't see a cat here. I think I've barked up the wrong tree coming to this desert. That's fine. It was worth a look. Something I've been. Oh, and well, let me say what the tea did first of all. So I used to wake up in pain like most days. How do I get to? Oh, did I not go to the coffee shop in the fucking festival? Okay, no, I did. So yeah, I had a lot of like stomach pain that was making it difficult to eat and was making my mornings really, really awful. It would seem in just the like 8 hours that I was sleeping, between, like, you know, when I last ate and you know, the morning, that would be enough to, like, really inflame my stomach. Just not having food in it for that long, which is just, you know, crazy that your stomach should be able to handle that. And mine just couldn't. So, that was the biggest thing it did for me as far as I'm concerned, is that it alleviated the pain. I don't deal with a lot of stomach pain like I used to anymore. And, I tell you what, if I skip that tea for a few days, that shit starts to come back, and man, like, it put the fear of God in me, dude. Like, I will make that tea. I will keep doing that shit. I am very, it's very strong negative reinforcement there. I will keep doing the behavior so the bad thing does not happen. And it's really not, like, a huge fucking chore for me, especially now that I'm used to it and I have, like, routine and shit. And I don't, like, I like the tea, too. Like, I don't think I could do this if I didn't like this tea, because, like, I drink a lot of it every day. Like, it's a pretty... It's a pretty, oh, fuck you. It's a pretty, I guess niche solution for a problem. Certainly. I've also more recently been taking, CBD gummies every day, about, 25 milligrams, which is pretty high for a person of my size, but, that's about what they'll give people for stuff like, Crohn's, if they're taking it for that, so I figured, why not? Oh, CBD is, cannabidiol. Cannabidiol, I think. Will it show up on drug tests? I'm not sure, but for the next few years here, I'm an academic, and ain't nobody can make me... I can't talk. Ain't nobody gonna make me pee in no cup. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, CBD is also anxiolytic. I can't say it's had a, like, marked improvement on my anxiety levels. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna be kind of stressed out right now regardless, because I'm still, like, adjusting to grad school, and I'm about to start data collection on this experiment, and I'm just kind of worried about a number of things on a number of levels, so, you know. It's not doing much for me right now, but it is helping my appetite, and it has been helping with nausea. I haven't felt meaningfully nauseous, like, in a way that, like, made me feel like I actually was at risk of throwing up in, like, I think months. There was maybe, like, one time that was, like, marginal, but for the most part, no. That shit has stopped since the CBD, so if anything, it is helping with that specifically, and it was, I should say it was helping with my appetite until I got back into the fucking semester again and started back on fucking Adderall, and it's very difficult for me to do a lot of the shit I'm doing right now without stimulants, because, like, I have a pretty serious attention deficit, and I need that shit. It unfortunately works really well for me, but it totally nukes my appetite. So, I mean, at least eating isn't painful anymore. It's harder to remember to eat because I don't get as hungry. But, like, if I remember to eat and I do it consistently, that is the thing that seems to keep me from having stomach issues more than just about anything else. Provided I am making the tea. The tea would appear to be essential as well, but the tea is, the way I look at it, is the thing that enables me to keep eating regularly, and that is ultimately the thing that probably keeps me in good graces with my stomach. But, you know, who the fuck knows? I'm kind of just really glad I found something that works. Do I remember a while back when you said you were vomiting like a motherfucker? I can't say I remember that specifically, but if you brought it up, I probably brought up my own experience with vomiting and tried to at least empathize with you, because god damn it, I've spent a lot of my life vomiting. I've not vomited yet in 2019. That would be a fucking accomplishment for me. Going a year without vomiting. I know a lot of people go, like, years, plural, without vomiting. just fine. That would be a wonderful thing for me. Partial paralysis of your throat flap. Holy shit, dude. How they reckon that happened? Akpa? The fuck is Akpa? I don't know what Akpa is. Oh, holy shit. Olivopontocerebellar atrophy. Olivopontocerebellar atrophy. Well, I know the cerebellum is a part of your brain. I can't say I'm olivoponto. Those sound like Latin roots. But I don't know. Is it a brain thing? Is it like referring to a particular part of your cerebellum, or is it referring to a part of you like that's controlled by the cerebellum and it like got like the communication there got fucked up somehow? Or is the olivopontocerebellar the name of the muscle? I could see that being a thing. I don't know. I'm gonna wait for you to respond before I start asking more questions. Also, I'm just curious. If you don't want to tell me this shit, feel free to tell me to fuck off. That's fine. I sometimes get a little bit carried away talking about like other people's health issues just as like a curious biologist, and I get kind of like aspy, and I don't fucking like recognize that I might be invading like someone's privacy by asking some of these questions, and I don't intend to do that. I forget myself sometimes because I find this interesting. So that's, yeah. It's a genetic defect. You got the basic English explanation that certain areas of your brain don't regenerate properly. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I kind of inferred that from the word, just the cerebellar part. So your cerebellum is responsible for a lot of, like, motor coordination and shit like that. Like when people talk about quote-unquote muscle memory, this is mostly what they're talking about, is when your cerebellum learns to do something. It's a lot more automatic at that point, and you don't have to think about it as much. It's not as much of like a conscious sort of attention-driven thing as much as it's like a habit pattern-driven thing. And you do that by like practicing things, or you know, in the case of reflexes, it's not as much that. But regardless, that's what your cerebellum's doing. It's predominantly there for motor coordination. It would seem to be mirroring a lot of other shit in your brain too, to the point that it's kind of intriguing people more in the last 10 years or so. And yeah, for all I know, in 20 years we'll find out it does something a lot more important, but you know. Neuroscience is in its infancy, and it seems like people forget that a lot sometimes, even neuroscientists. Yeah, I am certainly happy you figured out what was causing that. Was there, I'm assuming there was a way to fix it since they figured out what was wrong. But I suppose that's not always true. I can swim down here. It's fatal. You're still alive though. But that's what's gonna kill you? Holy shit, man. In like 20 years or so? Oh fuck. I am sorry. Oh, you may die of lung cancer first. I see. That does sound kind of like a shit way to go either way. And for what it's worth, I think you deserve better. I always wonder what it'll be for me. Based on what I've been saying, I imagine the stomach might have something to do with it, but, you know, who knows? You're hoping they invent some way to stop the disease before you turn into a vegetable. I will hope this along with you. I would rather not see you go out like that. Like I said, you deserve better. Now that looks bombable as fuck. I think that's the thing that opens when I hit that switch. Yeah, like, for all I know, I could have, like, a much more severe problem that I'm not addressing correctly, and, like, who fucking knows. I just kind of hope that it is what it is, and that I'm able to treat it, but... It's scary to not know what's wrong with you. And, I mean, it's equally scary if you, like, know what's wrong with you and it ends up being some, like, fucking really rare disease that turns out is not as easy to address as you would hope. Like, I've got a friend who has stomach issues similar to me, but her problem is actually a whole lot worse than mine and more, like, hardware related. Like, she actually has some, like, shit wrong with her intestines and she's had, like, major surgeries to correct it. There's not really a cure for it. It's kind of just something she has to deal with. It got, like, corrected as much as it could be with surgery, but now it's just, like, some shit she deals with. There's drugs that can delay that problem that you have. I was struggling to pronounce it. I'm gonna try, though. Olivopontocerebellar atrophy. It wasn't as hard the second time. There's drugs that can delay it, but it's good. Yeah, my friend deals with a lot with her stomach, and I feel very fortunate that I don't have problems that severe. Alex, your mom, it sounds like the problems she deals with are really extreme. And so far, I've not had to make any, like, major changes to my diet in order to deal with this. Honestly, most of the reason I haven't done that is because anytime I have made changes to my diet, I've not noticed a difference in it being better or worse, and I never notice any patterns in, like, acute problems following eating certain foods. I do have this fancy food allergy, or rather food sensitivity test that Nick's mom got me for for Christmas that I'm gonna use here once I remember. And I'll take that to heart. I'll work to eliminate any foods that it tells me I'm sensitive to, certainly. There's no sense in not doing that. Honestly, I could use some structure to my diet. It would probably be better for me if there were restrictions to it, and I could justify them based on a fancy commercial food sensitivity test. Yeah, I don't want to blast your mom's personal business too much out on my stream or anything, but yeah, she has, like, a kind of systemic problem that manifests in part in her stomach, and yeah, she has a number of pretty severe dietary restrictions. I remember, Alex, you tried making her, like, the turmeric, ginger, black pepper mush that was at the time comprising my tea. I didn't start adding cardamom until later, but that was also your idea. Yeah, I think you would have to do it like I'm doing it, like a lot of it every day to really make a difference. But I mean, there's fucking mountains of work on the efficacy of turmeric and ginger for stomach problems. They're, like, antispasmodic, they're anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. Like, there's a lot of good shit going on there. Yeah, exactly. It's an autoimmune problem, which your whole body is your immune system, so you deal with that shit systemically. I have what mostly manifests as a skin condition called psoriasis that is at the moment, just irritating patches on my scalp that I'm able to treat with a corticosteroid oil every once in a while. But for the most part, it really doesn't affect my life. However, man, I'm looking like, I feel like I'm missing something. However, I have a chance later on in life of developing psoriatic arthritis, which is when this psoriasis is an autoimmune problem. So it happens because your body doesn't get the message clearly with regard to like healing signals in certain parts of your body. So like this particular problem manifests in your on your skin. So like you basically, your body is sending like healing messages about a particular patch of skin when it's not injured, and it doesn't need to have like, you know, like stuff growing on it, and it manifests in like making like inflamed patches of skin that are covered in like extra skin that doesn't need to be there, and it's like flaky and bad and uncomfortable. Was that ice? Okay. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm lost. I'm lost in the sea of Japan. Yeah, I'm getting kind of sidetracked here, but I didn't have like a really strict plan with regard to what I wanted to say. This is about in line with what I was hoping to talk about. I guess this feeds into the next thing I wanted to touch on, which is diet. Like I said, your diet, it affects you a lot, and more than most doctors will harp on you about, outside of maybe bothering you about your weight. But your diet is important for more reasons than just your weight. It affects your mood a lot. It's important in preventing depression. I'm lost. How am I lost? I'm stuck. What's going on? Holy shit, wait, what the fuck's happening? I'm stuck! How do I get out of here? What is this bullshit? What is this bullshit? Oh man, I really should have saved. What is this bullshit? What is this bullshit? Did I clip through a fucking wall or something? Like, what the fuck happened here? What? Oh, wait, no, I think yeah, okay, here we go. Why are underwater levels? Just why? Why do they exist at all? Oh, the tea actually helps? That's good. I don't know if she kept up with it. Like I said, it's kind of a gigantic pain in the ass, but it works really well for me. So like I'm just kind of willing to go through the fucking song and dance of doing it. Because yeah, it's worked. It gave me my fucking life back. Like if I'm being entirely honest, like it fucking seriously helped me a lot. And it enabled me to live like a mostly normal existence with like, you know, occasional problems, but still mostly. Sorry. So there's supposed to be a submarine here, and I can't find it, and it's driving me a little bit batshit. A little bit. So I'm gonna take one more look around here, and then I'm going to then I'm gonna look up where I need to go because I'm confused. So yeah. Regarding what kind of diet you should have, that's really kind of an individual question, but I can tell you that generally speaking, you're gonna want to not eat a whole lot of refined carbohydrates. So like white stuff, like white bread and white rice and white sugar and all of that. I still eat a good bit of that shit, admittedly. Like I eat a lot of like pasta, for example, and I usually don't get like whole wheat pasta because I don't think it tastes as good. And that's not good. Oh, there's the fucking submarine. It's like it showed up out of fucking nowhere, I swear to God. The fuck? The fuck? Alright. Fucker. Yeah, like whole wheat pasta can work. It changes the profile of what you need to do. Like you have to reconsider the dish, basically. Yeah, you gotta put more thought into making it, into pairing it, yeah. Draw distance was fucking with me. That's probably what happened, honestly. But yeah, the thing about the refined carbohydrates is kind of just, it's more about a rule about sugar generally and blood sugar generally. Like, you shouldn't spike your blood sugar. That's not very good for you. It's something that the diabetic people specifically can't do, but it's a good idea for people who aren't diabetic to not do either. It's better to eat like smaller meals throughout the day, for example, instead of like taking in huge meals, and like feeding yourself all at once. And that's kind of just part of it, is those refined sugars, they have a high glycemic index, which means they spike your blood sugar like as soon as you take them in. They don't have like a slower sort of breakdown of sugar into your bloodstream like some other foods. Some low glycemic index foods are things like most legumes, you know, like beans. That's low glycemic index. The whole wheat stuff is lower glycemic index than the white stuff with regard to rice and bread and shit. Type 3 diabetes, oh my god, that might have to be an entire other stream. If you could briefly explain to the chat what you were talking about, I would appreciate it. Because I don't quite remember where you heard it and all that. The dissonance in the underwater music is tweaking you out a little. What do you mean the dissonance? Now I want to know what you meant before I go into the dungeon. And my appetite's been so inconsistent lately that I've been eating like variably sized meals, for sure. But the fortunate thing about having my stomach issues under control for the most part is that I can eat whatever size meal that I like, and it's not usually a problem for me. I don't have to worry about overeating. I don't have to worry about being in pain when I eat. I still get uncomfortable sometimes, but I mean that's pretty normal. You know, people like healthy people get indigestion. Like that's the thing that happens, especially if they don't watch their diet. And I don't do that as much as I should, really. But I'm a grad student. I got shit to do. Like yeah. Every third repetition, the audio lags the music at the transition. What? I gotta listen to it. Hold on. I don't hear it. trying. I can't. Good ear, man. I can't do it. I don't know what you mean. I bet if you pointed it out to me, like if you were here and you could point it out to me, maybe I would notice it. It's like I think I'm pretty good at noticing like little details in music like that, especially little hiccups. But it might be a Twitch artifact. That's true. That's true. So this is the dungeon, and I think I'm going to take a break before I start it. This is some of my favorite music in the game. It's definitely my favorite dungeon music in the game. The progression is great. I love how it starts. I love how it grows. I love how it ends. It's really wonderful. And the fucking boss fight is so lit. Oh my god, it's so great. Holy shit. Oh man. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my god. I'm gonna hear it plenty when I get back, so I should chill out. Okay. Going to take a break. We shall play music. It's variably related to the shit I was just talking about. I'll talk a little bit about what Alex is putting in chat right now, cause I just kind of want to like air some thoughts about that, like, cause it's still very new shit, and it just kind of like ties into a lot of the stuff that I've generally been interested in throughout my research career. Mostly stuff I used to be interested in, but nonetheless still find interesting. Anyway, okay. Got music related to guts in one way or another. And then when we get back, I will talk more about this stuff. It might get into the more gnarly details and sort of mechanical bits. Just fair warning in case you wanted to go do something else or not begin to eat dinner as soon as I come back. That would maybe be a mistake. Alright. I shall return. Hi. I'm back. How you doing? I hope you had a good break. I considered eating, but it would have been quite a rush job. That likely would have been sort of stressful and possibly uncomfortable from having inhaled like an entire taco that quickly, so I decided against it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's another thought I had. Yeah, eating over that song in particular, maybe not the most conducive to enjoying your meal or otherwise tolerating it. That was actually on like so I had the notion that I really wanted to play a song that involved both vomiting and shitting in like the same song, and I was like, I know I can find this in metal, certainly. And indeed, when I brought this up to Alex, that like he immediately knew a song that I briefly considered playing, but it is like true blue fucking like Cookie Monster vocals metal, and I just can't stand that shit. So like, you said there's a nice guitar solo at the end. I might have to endure it, at least for the guitar solo, but I didn't want to play that on the stream. So I remembered another song that had both vomiting and shitting in it, and I played that instead. But I tell you what, like that song is fucking PG compared to this fucking song that Alex told me about. I read the lyrics. Oh my god. Fucking metal, man. Jesus Christ. Like, there is something wrong with metal musicians, man. Like, very wrong. Holy fucking shit, man. I'm like trying to pick out it like even one thing to mention, and I can't. It was horrific, like the whole way through. Like, they use big words for evil. That's like the summary of a lot of metal. And I guess you can't even understand the person because he's doing that Cookie Monster shit. Like, it occurred to me that I've not saved in a while. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe do that. Where did I have the game? I think I had it like here. That sounds like where I had it, but I honestly don't know. Let me know if the volume's not good. Normally there's a sign outside of the dungeon where you can save, so I'm going to try. Can I not exit the way I came in? I can. There's probably a sign. If and I look. Whoa. Camera, please. Camera, please. Camera, please. Camera, please. So, yeah, the song I ended up playing was relatively tame by the standards set by this fucking metal song. Maybe it'll be... Is there really not... Man, this makes me nervous. Like, I would go back, but, like, I'm not gonna lose 5 lives. That's not gonna happen. If that even comes close to happening, I'll leave and save. Okay? Okay. Because I don't want to go all the way the fuck back to fucking Festival Village and do that. I'm good. I want to talk more about all the music I played. To an extent. The first song was just, I've been on a little bit of an Aesop Rock kick since him and Tobacco's collaboration came out. I went through like the entirety of Black Moth Super Rainbow's discography pretty recently too. That was a thing. But yeah, now I'm on an Aesop Rock kick, and that's a project that he's got with like 2 friends of his that I think are otherwise musicians or producers or something like that. But it's mostly just like they just like to get together and do shit. It's not you know, like they don't like tour together or anything like that. They're just making music, and it's good. It's good. Damn it. Oh shit, I'm sorry. It's good having you, Urchak. I'm gonna have to bug you about this video that I watched that I told you I was gonna talk to you about later. It's not terribly relevant to what I'm trying to cover at the moment, so... Anyway, I will see you later. that metal band in particular that you told me about has a penchant for taking all of the vocab words you may have learned in school at one point that relate to disgust. Yeah, they were running the gamut there, man. I was impressed. For sure. Fucking, actually, honorable mention here to fucking Aesop Rock. He's got some pretty fucking gnarly lyrics. And he likes to himself use big words. I'm hopping on sushi. Although I think this is egg. I don't like the egg sushi. I don't get it. I like eggs, but like context, you know? Like I don't want egg sushi. I think this is where it came up. I remember being a fairly linear dungeon, more linear than like the Festival Temple Castle, for example, which I arguably struggle with more than this one because of that. Particularly that part where you have to backtrack. Unless you realize you have to do that, it's as you saw, kind of a thing to figure out. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, I think that's really what it is like, compared to, like, you know, like raw salmon, raw tuna, or whatever else you could be having on top of that, it does not, it's, like, not even a fair. It just fucking bounced me in. It's hardly fair. You know? Like, eggs are cool, but they're not fucking raw salmon. Like, it simply does not compare. Oh, I wasn't trying to do that. Oh, whatever. I have enough money, I guess. Did I don't know where I came in from. Was it there or here? I'll find out. And yeah, it's true that it's hard to go wrong with eggs and rice. Those are two wonderful things, objectively. Oh man, come on. Whatever. I'm just gonna avoid you. Wait. Hold up. Wait. What? Wait. Hold on. So what's in here? Okay, this is new. Stick around here for a bit. Oh, is that water I have to swim in? Damn it. I remember the platform in here being a little rough. So what else did I play at the beginning? Oh, I played that Alex Winston song. That song got me through a rough time in my life. One of a handful of songs that I really needed when I first heard them. It's a very sad song if you're paying attention to it. It's got this sort of like almost cutesy chorus about how your body's full of guts and other stuff, but if you listen to the rest of it, it's like it's kind of sad and desperate and yeah, I needed it when I first heard it. I wanted to play that both because of like the content of the song, like the chorus, and also because like I said, it got me through a rough time, particularly the first time I was in graduate school. Damn it! Oh shit! No. I'm not as upset about it anymore. Like, I hear that now, and it sounds like a way I used to feel about a thing. more than like a reflection of my current emotional state, but regardless, it served me well when it did.
Andy, you ass.
Sorry, I got kind of lost in my head there thinking about that song. I should just move on. The song after that was I guess mostly instrumental track. I guess technically there's some vocals in there, but I can't make them out. They're essentially just another instrument. Fuck. By a dude, Dorian Concepts, because he's like a producer. I actually don't know much about that guy. I should maybe educate myself. It seems he's pretty talented. No! Fuck the camera here, man. This is not cool. Man, I hit the jump button. Fuck you. Yeah, I played that. The track's called Mitt. A lot of people associate that with alleviating stomach problems, which there's merit to that. God damn it. Certainly from it would seem a psychological perspective, like smelling mint seems to help people a lot. I've derived benefits from mint tea. In particular, fresh mint seems to be effective with that. If you have the patience to make your own tea like that. If you're gonna do the stuff like in the store, the bags, you probably want to use like a couple of bags. I think at this point I might just be like spoiled on my fucking fresh tea, and I just don't want any of that like punk ass store-bought shit. I don't know, like that might just be me, but if you're trying to get like medicinal fucking benefits out of something, you kind of need to like go for it, you know, like if it's supposed to be like the same strength as a drug, you know, go for it. like if I weren't drinking a whole lot of this really strong tea like every day, pretty much, I doubt it would be doing as much for me. Like the efficacy of it, I think, is related to a couple of things. Namely, I think the vehicle is important. I think it's important that I have like, you know, fucking 30 some such ounces of this like anti-inflammatory, anti-spasmodic, like, you know, potion going through my entire digestive tract pretty much every day. I think that that's a big deal. I think that's doing a lot more for me than like a pill that I could be taking, because it's getting like so much actual contact with my intestines, you know. And if it's like an inflammatory problem, if it's like systemic and it's affecting a lot of area, then, you know, that's going to be more effective than a pill, even if it's a pill that's supposed to be affecting some systemic thing. I think like kind of a topical treatment is sort of a good idea. You know, if you had like an inflammatory problem, like my psoriasis, for example, it manifests as an inflammatory problem. I treat it with a topical thing. It's very easy to do. It's just when you have, you know, intestines, they're on the inside, so it's hard to get at stuff. But you can make drank. You can make drank, and you can drank, and that will help you, maybe. I've officially informed the stream as to how to make the tea. I've considered putting this on like a recipe card, or at least like a digital version of such a thing. I should maybe do that. Yeah. These are so good. How the fuck did I get up there? That's so cool! You see why I wanted to wait for this one to do the gut health? You need to be like surrounded by food. It's great. So, the fuck? I was talking about the music I was playing, that's right. I don't have too much more to say with regard to fucking gut health, other than, like, how to recover from being sick, because a lot of people, like, seem to fuck this up. There's a lot of sort of, folk wisdom out there that just sort of sucks, so I wanted to sort of talk about that. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about what a good diet looks like, even though that's maybe better suited to its own stream. Just some highlights. Anyway, I'm finished talking about what I played first. I think this is Mermaid. So the first song I played during the break was a Metric song. I am seeing Metric on Sunday, and I'm very excited about it. My excitement can hardly be contained. And, yeah, I wanted to play something by them, and that's a good song that, well, it references eating, but it's, it's with regard to being eaten alive. I figured it was good in the context of what I was talking about with regard to, like, stress and anxiety being a source of stomach problems. It's good. And yeah, like I said, I'm seeing them on Sunday. Oh, I'm fucking excited. I haven't seen them, like, headline since I saw them in Tulsa for the first time. So I'm pretty fucking stoked to see them again. I saw them open for the Smashing Pumpkins here. I don't know if we reached a conclusion with regard to whether or not Smashing Pumpkins had an article in front of it. I still don't know. Experts remain divided. I saw them Metric open for Smashing Pumpkins when they were here in the fall of last year, I believe. And they weren't on for nearly long enough. I was irritated with that. They were billed as, like, special guest Metric, and they were on for, like, 45 minutes, and I was like, yo. And then Smashing Pumpkins was on for, like, fucking, like, 3 fucking hours. Like, could we not have, like, just, like a half hour more for Metric? Just like a little bit? I was disappointed, to say the least. But that show was still good. And they put out an album shortly after that show. They had played some stuff from the new album at the show, and I liked it. And sure enough, I like the album. I like it a good bit. It has grown on me. I was not super crazy about it at first, but I like it more now. It's kind of sad, so you have to sort of, like, digest it before you can appreciate it. It's never, you know... It's pretty rare that, like, a huge, sad piece of work will, like, immediately sit well with me to the point where, like, I want to talk about it and brag about it, and I really like it. And, like, it's something you have to kind of marinate with and understand before it becomes something that you like. That's how it works for me anyway, but it's always a worthwhile process. I haven't looked at chat in a while, I'm sorry. Dorian Concept played keyboard for Flying Lotus at one point on tour. That's cool. He seems to be pretty talented, and yeah, that seems like I could see them being friends. It's just from a musical standpoint. Dorian Concept from Flying Lotus. I think I played Flying Lotus, like, last time I streamed. It was a collaboration he did with another person, I believe. I don't think I'm misremembering that. I think that, yeah. No, that was Flying Lotus. Yeah, exactly. Which a couple songs on that album did like immediately hit me right, like that. Like I was in the exact mood for that sad music when I first heard it, but some of it had to grow on me. My favorite music psychology fact is if you listen to music that is consistent with your mood state, it improves it. So if when you're sad, you listen to sad music, it makes you feel better. Or if you're angry and you listen to angry music, it makes you feel better. And they think that's because you feel like empathized with, and so you can like kind of process your shit that way. And yeah, works for me. To an extent, I suppose. Like, it's not... doesn't fix everything, but... Oh, come on. Life is a lot more tolerable when I can cruise down 75 screaming Fiona Apple at the top of my lungs. It's good. It's helpful. I have a guess at who your favorite sad boy musician is, but I would like confirmation. God damn it! Can I just walk over here? Like, is there really any benefit to me? Okay, cool. I kind of cheesed that, but whatever. I don't care. Fuck off. Fuck this room. Damn it! I would like to get that dumpling, but I don't know how. I don't think there's a good way to do it. What? Oh shit, right. I don't know how to get over there. Tell me who your favorite sad boy musician is? I have a guess, but I don't want to be wrong. Emily Haynes is definitely my favorite sad girl musician, certainly. She's like, I've said in the past that she taught me how to be sad like an adult. I thought you were referring to Steven Wilson, but I wasn't sure. You talked about him being criticized for always being melancholy, and he said that he makes music like that, so whenever we as listeners are feeling melancholy, we can turn to him to feel like we are not alone. That's beautiful. Yeah, that is why sad music. There's nothing like being heard. And that's what it makes you feel like. Is there a ladder? Fuck me. Okay. I'll just, whatever. I don't care. I don't, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, just fuck me up, man. Just, alright. No, it's... I think my favorite sad boy musician might be Sufjan Stevens. If we're gonna sort him by gender, I think he might be up there for me. I straight up just can't even play him on the stream that much because a lot of his shit is just so overwhelmingly sad. Or at least like low key to the point where it like, you know, maybe maybe I would end the stream with it, but oh, wait, no. Yeah, he's very sad. Like, he released an album a few years ago, Carrie and Lowell. I listened to it once. I don't want to get too much into what it led me to do as a person, but oh shit, I think that's a oh fuck, that's a weapon-free eye. Anyway, I had a very personal, emotional reaction to this album, and I have not been able to listen to it since. I don't see any good reason to. It would probably just like it would probably feel like I don't know what to compare it to, but I have no desire to listen to it again. And it fucking wrecked me. It's a hell of an album. This allows the eye to shoot motherfuckers. Nice. Damn it! I'm gonna need some, like, dumpling here. For real. Oh, I hit the mic, sorry about that. Yeah, that's not really your swag. Understandably. I could start killing things with Ibisumaru with the meat hammer. Might do that. Get more dumplings. I don't know, I'm not fucking desperate yet. This music's too good, man. This music is too good. I know I keep just like pausing, but it's really good. No reason to rush through this dungeon. It's fantastic. I would indeed not put a lot of musical overlap between James Blake and Sufjan Stevens. They're both very good, and they're both kind of sad boys. I would say there's some thematic and lyrical overlap there in how they work, but musically not so much. Maybe in spots. Rawr. Oh, come on, I thought that was an attack. I'm gonna attack you. Haha, alright. The fuck else did I play? I played a Beck song. He's another motherfucker that writes really strange lyrics, sometimes gross lyrics, a la like Aesop Rock, for example. Yeah, his songs like pretty frequently don't make a lot of like coherent sense. Like he can get a vibe going, and that there's like some meaning in that, but like, and like he writes a lot of good songs that are like catchy and otherwise good. But yeah, a lot of his lyrics just straight up don't make sense. Maybe they make sense in like isolation, like you separate them out like one at a time, but otherwise, not so much. I think this just goes like through here. Like you can't get in there. Yeah, everybody's got their different sad. And yeah, Beck's just a weird dude, man. Like, I don't know. Is he still into Scientology? Is that still a thing? I'm kind of like, I've got my fingers crossed that he got out of it. This is like, I'm hoping this is old news. Find the hidden route using the wind-up camera.
Candy.
Well, you just told me. I feel like I should have been forced to figure it out. That's what I get for reading signs. Fuck me. I don't know if he's still doing that, but that's some like yeah, that's a cult. I'm pretty comfortable saying that at this point. If you've read enough about it, that's sure what it sounds like. There's this fucking fantastic documentary that is probably still on HBO called Going Clear. I think the subtitle is like Scientology in the Prison of Belief. Damn it. Which is a hell of a title. Very good. And yeah, they interview a bunch of people who used to be in Scientology and their families. People who used to be like high up in the organization, and God damn it. They're very candid with their stories, and I really appreciate these people coming forward, because they like they all admit to being like deeply embarrassed that they were duped by this shit. But at the same time, they don't want it to happen to other people, and for the most part, they did not, like, these didn't seem like complete fucking morons. Like, they really didn't even seem like of below average intelligence. It's just, you know, it's, oh wait, I already got this. It depends on who you are and where you're at in life and what they're offering, and, you know, who falls for what, I mean. Yeah! I think this is the final form of music. Oh, it's so good. The drums. Giant plum rice ball. Oh, the fucking music's so fucking good. I can't deal with it. Ah! Shit, I don't know where I came in. I think I came in from the other one. I guess we'll find out. This looks new. This diamond? Yeah, okay. Shit. Needs Suzuki. Shit. I fucked up. Ah, okay. Fucked up. I'm just gonna kill all these. I have a feeling I'm gonna fucking fall down here again. I think I see the ladder over there. Oh, I've got like trails of smoke now since I got upgraded. It's fucking cool. What the fuck was I? Oh, I was talking about fucking Scientology. Yeah, exactly, Alex. It's hugely exploitative, toward people who particularly need actual psychiatric therapy. Yeah, fucking Dianetics, or whatever that fucking nonsense L. Ron Hubbard came up with, is basically just like bootleg psychiatry with no backing and research, but it'll nonetheless still accomplish a lot of what you might achieve in therapy, because as I've mentioned on the stream before, a lot of talk therapy, like the goal of it is kind of just to derive a narrative that is going to make your brain meat okay with your life, and that's not something that's, you know, totally fucking impossible to do. For, you know, somebody who's like sitting across from you with the widget, telling them that you're not, like, you know, like, I think it's just a fucking, I think it just measures skin conductance, which, like, that's like a messy measure of physiological arousal. It's definitely not a reliable measure of whether or not someone is telling the truth in isolation, certainly. And it's certainly not a measure of how many fucking thetans you have, or midichlorians, or whatever their fucking story is. I can't remember, but, suffice it to say, it's bullshit. However, there's a chance that in its bullshit, it would actually help you from a psychological perspective, and because of that, there are people that get kind of suckered into it, you know, emotionally roped into it, because they think it works, you know, they start to believe in it, they see it helping other people. But like I said, it's like a fucking, like sad facsimile of actual therapy. Yeah. It's not the real deal. This is beginning to get confusing from a spatial standpoint, sorry. I think I kind of trailed off there, but that's because I'm officially kind of lost. I've been in here. Let's try some other places. This looks new. I got a diamond key. I think I can use that in the other room, but I want to make sure to look around first and all the other bullshit. I kind of want to get that surprise pack. That would be good. Yeah, like, honestly, I would like to do, like, an entire fucking stream about, not just Scientology, but, like, cults generally, and how people get roped into shit like this. God damn it. Because it's really interesting, and it's really, like, everybody likes to think they would not get suckered into a cult, or get suckered into some fucking, like, club that ended up being, like, questionable in some way. You always think that. But it really just depends on the Kool-Aid, whether or not you're gonna go for it, given your current circumstances and everything, so you shouldn't judge people for that. I know it's very easy to, but you should not. Fuck! If it's ever happened to you, you probably don't, but like, if it's not, it's real easy to fucking sit back and think, oh, no, wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though. Yeah, you don't fucking know. You don't fucking know at all. You don't fucking know at all. God damn it. You have no fucking idea what you'd fall for. No fucking idea. There are people in this world that make a living depending on that fact that you don't know what you're gonna fall for. Now, okay, I think I have to jump, like, from here so that I don't get my jump disrupted by that thing on the wall. That's what I think. Fuck! Let's try one more time. I'm gonna get that fucking surprise pack. Now I'm kind of dedicated. Like, I'm just gonna keep doing this. What else was I on about? I was talking about the songs I played, and I got on a fucking tangent about Beck and Scientology, which is, it's a worthwhile tangent, to be fair. No! Oh, it was so close. God damn it. So the last song I played before I got back was that is a song from a comedy album by a band who does not normally make comedy albums, but they did that one time. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna not talk. Hold on. Okay. No! I gotta put a limit on this. I'm gonna try 3 more times. Okay, so that band, Red Vox, is in part 2 folks who I've met. One of whom, hold on. Ah! That's one. Friend of the stream, Jabroni Michael. He's a drummer in that band. It is my understanding that he has not been able to drum, at least as much lately. Damn it. I'm not counting that as one. I'm counting every jump as one. due to some issues he's having with his back. But it is my hope that he can otherwise musically contribute to the effort, because I think he's talented, and it would kind of suck if he try not to fuck this up. Maybe if I get a running start. Dude. Okay, that's two. I'm gonna do one more. Yeah, like, I kinda, like, I don't really know fucking, I'm not counting that. I don't really know Jimmy Jack shit about drums, like, from a technical standpoint. And, like, I don't really, like, I just, the reason I know Mike is a good drummer is because I noticed that the drums are good when I listen to that band. Which is, like, if that's something I notice, I assume it's because the drummer is good. Because it's usually kind of like, no, I'm not counting that. It's usually kind of a backbone thing. And, like, he does that, but he manages to be creative without, like, sort of, I guess, overstating the role of the drums, which is something that, a drummer that is bad in the sense that they, are trying to attract a bit too much attention to themselves. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But I think you get what I mean. Yes! Hell yeah! I wasn't gonna try again, so that's good that worked out. This doesn't really look familiar. No, it does. Oh, it was a wind-up camera thing. Fuck. Sorry, it's been a lot harder for me to maintain my train of thought since I started this dungeon. I'm glad I got a lot of the fucking technical science shit out of the way before I started this. Fuck, I was talking about, the fucking, Mike and Vinny's band. So like I said, that was a comedy album of theirs. The song is not intended to be taken seriously, as should have perhaps been apparent from the lyrics. Most of the album is a lot like that. It's sort of gross in spots. most spots in some way or another. But it's funny. And I'm happy they did it. If only because it seems like they had a good time with it. Yeah, the album. I'm gonna refrain. I mean, it should have been apparent from, like, that song, actually, what the Blood Bagel is about. Anyway, yeah, the Red Vox is, like, a good band that will probably become a great band, once, Vinny figures out what the fuck he's doing with his vocals. Which he would seem to be figuring out slowly but surely. Like, his vocals have gotten, like, markedly better with each album. The Blood Bagel album was like, the vocals were a lot of the time kind of intentionally bad, but they still weren't, like, that bad. They were actually, like, still, I think, technically better than a lot of the shit on the first album, which preceded that. Despite it being, like, a joke album. And yeah, I assume that Vinny knows that, and that's why he's working on his shit. Cause, like, he's kinda drowning in talent over there. Like, it would seem that everybody else in that band is very, very good at their jobs. And, granted, Vinny is not just singing, also, I think, predominantly responsible for the songwriting, but I got the idea in talking to Mike that it was sort of a collaborative thing. And the songwriting's good, so that's, you know, he deserves credit for that, certainly, but yeah. It's funny, man. Like, I was thinking about it because, like, I think he's got a similar problem to what I had when I was trying to figure out what I wanted my singing voice to sound like. Which is not really a fucking important thing for me because I'm not, like, the lead singer of a band, but regardless, it's a thing that I had to think about because, well, when you're, like, capable of, like, voice acting, for example, and, like, you can sound like a lot of people, you have kind of a, like, a mockingbird problem, I guess. Wherein, you know, because you can sound so many different ways, you actually have to decide how you want to sound. And, I imagine that would maybe, generate something of an existential crisis, for a person if they weren't, thinking about that in the right mindset. But, the way I came to think about it was kind of like, it's sort of like fashion. Like, you can pick what to wear, right? And that's, you know, that's a choice that you make, that you think about, like, you, like, make intentionally, but nonetheless, it's still, like, an authentic reflection of what you want it to look like. And not everybody gets, fashion choices with regard to how they want to sound, so it can kind of generate some issues if you don't think about it that way and you instead think about it as, like, you know, imitating other people or, like, borrowing from other people's sounds. I suppose to an extent that is part of it, but, like, that's just humanity. We influence each other. That's a thing. It's like, you know, you're not gonna end up like fucking Greta Van Zeppelin, okay? Like, if you decide to mimic a particular few vocalists. But yeah, it would seem he's, like, more concerned with sounding like good than anything else, which, you know, obviously that's fine, but I sort of, I guess, paradoxically think he would sound better if he were more willing to sound worse. By which I mean, like some of the people he fucking really likes, like David Byrne and Kate Pearson and David Bowie. Like, these are people that, like, permit their voices to like, crack and falter and otherwise, you know, flaw, like, you know, at intervals, and it makes them sound more interesting. And I already got the key in here. Welcome to. Did I just get my shit disconnected? Are we here? Are we working? Are we live? No, it looks fine. I think it might have just been a Twitch thing. Sorry, I thought I got disconnected. Fuck me. Alright. We're fine. Right? Yes. Okay. The fuck was I saying? I don't remember. Okay, we're good. I was talking about fucking Vinny's vocals. Yeah, he seems to be getting better. Honestly, like noticeably better each album. And he seems to be figuring out, like I said, what he wants to sound like. It would be good if he recognized that as a conscious choice and maybe just, like, was not self-conscious about it. I know it's, like, it's difficult, but... No, like I said, like, when you can sound a lot of different ways, you just have to make some decisions, and that doesn't mean that that's, like, it's not an inauthentic thing on your part to do that. It's just, you know, there's lots of ways you can sound, and it's not always better to sound better. That's, I guess, the other thing. But I don't know, I get the idea he wants the music to be taken seriously, but I think, like, that he's not at risk of that, like, not being the case if he changed his vocal style to be less perfect. I don't think, anyway. Like I said, I think it'd be better. So, it's just one bitch's opinion. And like I said, everything else about it's pretty fucking good, honestly. But like, yeah, the vocals on like the first album, for example, like I straight up just kind of couldn't listen to a lot of that. It was really not good. But like like the fucking improvement from like the first album to the second like actual album that they did that wasn't a comedy album was fucking huge, like for real. And that album, Another Life, it was really good in spots. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking potential there for sure. Like I said, good band, might be a great band once Vinny figures his shit out with regard to the vocals, but like everything else has been, you know, steadily improving. I think the lyrics are getting better. Last album was definitely the best yet, lyrically, so I imagine he's working on that too. Or him and Mike, I should say. I think they're predominantly responsible for the lyrics, if I gathered correctly from talking to Mike about it. Fuck. God damn it. I just kill me. Just whatever. It's fine. Oh shit, is this the boss? I was not expecting that. I thought I had more dungeon. I would have chilled out and listened to the music longer. I feel bad. Shit. It's alright. It's alright. I keep giving all these dudes like the same name, or rather the same voice. I think that's fine though. I get the idea they're like all related. Poron. You finally made it as far as here to see me, the mighty Poron. Do you ever give up? I sense you are a die-hard fan of mine.
Don't misunderstand. I've come here for the miracle item.
You're saying not for me, but the miracle. Is that so? Tisk, it's too bad. Last time I was in the Kansai region on a vacation, I dropped it somewhere in Zazen Town. What?
You gotta be kidding.
Well, if he's not kidding, we must return to Zazen Town at once. Kitty Lily. It's not going to be that easy. La, la.
Lily!
You're all getting in the way too often. Therefore, I'm taking you on a one-way trip somewhere far, far away. Yes, Lala. You're invited to hell, Fernandez!
Danson! What are you doing here?
I just thought, since I've only been in a few scenes. By the way, the word scenes has nothing to do with my name, because my name is Dancine, Lala. The fucking audience groaned. Like, fuck off with your dad joke ass. Fuck off. You're always taking my valuable time away from my scene to tell that awful joke. You've got much to learn. To be a star, you've got to stand out like a sore thumb. That's not fair. Mr. Danson, Miss Lily, what should I do? Ouch! Well, why don't you use the device to get rid of those guys? Ouch, I say! Yes, sir! Anyway, goodbye, Fernandez.
Hey, that's my line! What was that all about?
Well, as the man says, goodbye. Switch to the on position. Bye. Spinning out.
Hey, wait! What's going on?
T-3. Oh, fuck.
It looks like the time bomb has been activated. Are you saying we're going to be food for the fish in a matter of seconds? It's nothing to be joking about. For times like this is what is needed.
Yes. I think I remember how we get out of this. Yeah, girl! Yeah, girl! Now, I don't remember this fight much at all, but I also remember it being easier than the first one, so I'll try my best. Gathering stage. I actually don't remember what will, like, I think it's probably these mountains here. With regard to the shit that'll actually trip you. Oh, the lines. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Damn it! Oh, that was too slow. Too slow. Oh, for real? Oh, god damn it. That was all me. That was all me. I think I kind of talked about everything I wanted to talk about with regard to the gut health stuff. Fuck me. Okay, I got it. I said some shit about wanting to talk about, like, what to do when you're recovering from when you're sick. I feel like maybe I should talk about that later when I'm, like, god damn it, not as tired. I'm not doing so hot here. That might be suited to a different stream. But we got a lot done. I'm happy. Might be like a gut health part 2 with more of a focus on, like, diet and like momentary problems rather than chronic problems. Maybe that's the Charming Mermaid. Was that Thaisamba 2? Like it's a sequel? I remembered, there is a laser that I forgot about. Can I pause the game? I sure can. I'm gonna try and remember this laser. Once my gauge fills up here, I really can't though. Oh man, I think it was like all of the C buttons in order, and then A or Z or something. I kind of want to look it up real quick, but I'm gonna get my fucking shit handed to me while I'm doing that. It'd be worth it though to see the beam, because it's so fucking cool. Honestly. I'm gonna try. This is a mistake. Mystical ninja. Okay, she's just gonna keep swimming. Oh shit. No, I don't want any of this. I don't want none of this shit. we go. Okay, I found it. So, C, damn it. C up, C right, C down, C left, Z. Okay, I almost fucking figured it out without, shit! I figured out how to kick. That was a fucking accident, but regardless, I figured it out. Alright, I'm gonna beam you. I'm gonna beam you good when you get back up here. I'm gonna beam you. I'm gonna beam you something fierce. I'm gonna beam you something fierce. You just stay still. No, god damn it. Wait. Shit. Did that not work? Wait, what is it? See, up. Oh, you go up and then you go clockwise. Okay. Shit. Shit, man, fuck you. I'm running out of fucking money. Yeah! It fires out of his mouth. Awesome. Damn, that was good. That was good. Okay, cool. Cool. Going underwater. The fucking moves get a little trickier now. I gotta be a little more. Oh, fuck you! Shit. That took off a giant chunk of my fucking health. I'm not. No. I'm not trying to deal with all that. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Well, don't make me do that. Don't make me do that. Where are you at? Okay. Nope. Whoa, shit. Zap. Yeah. I took a hit for that, so yeah. Damn, that thing fucking smacks. That is good. Where you coming from? Fuck you. Damn it. Can't really afford to take a lot of damage from your ass. Where are you coming from? Yeah. Damn! I missed! Oh, that was so painful. Oh, man. Oh, I just had to try it again. Just had to do it. Had to do it to him. I might get another opportunity. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Whoa, fuck you! Did I just kill it? Yeah, no, there we go. I got 2 hits in on the laser. I'm happy with that. That was some risky shit looking that up in the middle of fucking combat, but yeah. Oh, it's such a good boss. Oh my god. That boss is so good.
Well, I've got a movie to complete, so I must head back to France. If you need me again, au revoir!
Or maybe call me if you need me again, is that what he said? Something like that. That is not the last robot battle. Just to let you know. We got a little more in the future. So, if I remember correctly, the next bit is mostly dealing with a very funny character in Zayzen Town that I don't want to talk to until next stream, because I just want to save it. Having it in this same stream with all this other cool stuff that I love so much is like, I'm trying to like spread it out a little bit, you know? Yeah, I'll probably call it a night here. I think I've been streaming for about 4 hours. Let me see. Not really. I don't know. I am kind of tired though, and I did run out of shit to talk about. Yeah, he's going back to France. He's filming the movie there. remember, he's a famous Hollywood actor, our battle robot, Impact, so... Yeah, like, I wrote some shit down here, like, about diet and, like, some general self-care stuff. I can talk more about that on another stream. Like, this is bullshit I studied, at least tangentially, for, like, years of my life, so it's more information than I can really fit into a stream, where I'm just, like, for the most part, casually bullshitting over video games. So yeah. Maybe gut health part 2 at some point in the not too distant future. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I was expecting this to take me longer, I'll be honest. I remember the Gourmet Submarine Castle being a little bit more difficult than that. But I think I just maybe, like, I like it more than it's actually difficult. This is possible. I didn't get started till pretty late, too, so... It's probably fine. Hello, Allie. I'm sorry, I'm fixing to end the stream. Here, we'll do this. I think I might actually need this money, so let's do a silver room. Yeah. There's no ladies fanning you in this one as you sleep. It's not quite as lush. You can actually save. I just wanted to heal up. Alright. Yeah, this is a shorter stream. It's alright. Next week I'm gonna be starting a new game. I don't know what yet. I'm thinking what I might do is play, Kentucky Route Zero, which my understanding is, like, either this is just the first chapter or it's just a short game. It would probably only take up, like, half of a normal stream for me. And then I could spend the rest of the time, collecting the rest of the Silver Fortune dolls in Goemon, because I need to do that before I do this next part. Because, like I said, you don't get to come back. It's one of those major transitions in a game where it sends you into a whole different place, and you cannot turn back. It's the point of no return. So yeah. All right. Well, I hope at least some of that was useful for somebody. That's always my hope. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a nice way to put a bow on this, but I don't really have anything. I'm sorry. My brain is fried from all the philosophy. I'm gonna blame that. It was all extremely useful. That's good. I also didn't talk about the type 3 diabetes stuff that Alex put in chat. I need to look more into that before I go spouting off at the ass about it, I think. 'Cause, yeah. Maybe that'll be the stream. It'll be like a talking about human bodies in the context of modern living. That'd be a good just, like, general stream topic. We could cover, like, depression and obesity and Alzheimer's and all sorts of shit. That'd be fun. You know, in a way. Where do you recommend we do our own research on the culinary gut stuff and bioavailability? That's a good question. Generally speaking, I like to find, like, articles that are pointing to research or explaining it, and then go and actually look at the studies that they're citing myself to make sure that they're not overstating the claims and to, you know, see exactly what they did. I understand that not everybody is like a former, you know, nutrition, obesity, taste researcher and can do that, but I do recommend trying to validate some of the claims that you might see in someone interpreting science for you. Just because people, especially with nutrition, tend to exaggerate claims and just generally not properly represent what was actually done in the research or the results that they found. So, yeah, like I would say, Google is a good start, but check your sources, of course. But it's a huge labor to go out into the literature and find this shit for people. So, I appreciate when I can find like an article from like a reputable site where someone has gone out and, done some research into like how black pepper increases the bioavailability of turmeric, for example. And then I can just go and find these studies that they cited and look at them. It just takes a step out of it. If you're interested in just looking at the empirical stuff directly, Google Scholar is a really good engine. It works about as well as any other of the ones that I have access to through GSU's library, except that through GSU's library I can actually like get the PDFs without paywalls, which is nice. If you do ever encounter a paywall on a paper that you want to read, shoot me a message on Facebook and I will find it for you. It shouldn't take me more than like a minute. So like if GSU's system is capable of getting it, and it usually is, so let me know. I am happy to find articles for people. I think that's about all I had to say about that. Look for more of that in the future. Like I said, this is some shit I spent like years of my life on, so it's kind of more than I can say in a stream with regard to this and a few other topics. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck off. So, y'all have a lovely night.